What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be doing my final installment of Married at First Sight. This is season 14, episode 13, and this episode is Popping Questions. And for those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows. I don't go over every single scene. Pick out certain details that stick out to me and maybe pick up some extra details along the way that you may not have noticed. And for those who are just getting to look at this channel, this is the home of the #1 YouTube commenter. So with this channel, it's all about the comments. If for other channels you may have not wanted to comment, this is the place for you. Here on this channel, the motto is say what you say. So anytime you want to talk about anything, if you want to talk about how long little Michael head is, or what's that thing in Jasmina's eye, or whatever you want to say what you say. But just stay respectful to each other, because this is the Dub fam. We are a for real YouTube community where we learn, laugh, debate, have fun with each other, but we don't do the disrespect, because we all deserve respect. So let's go ahead and get into the last segment, which is America's favorite couple, Michael and Jasmina. So the episode starts out with Jasmina. She's in her confessional, and she pretty much says for a change, she's feeling really good about her and Michael's marriage. And they both agreed to, I guess, give 100% effort into making the marriage work at this point. Well, we'll see about that, because Jasmine is really a hard read. We don't know if she's being authentic. And, my assessment was a long time ago. Even though she has a mother that's present, her mother abandoned her, her father abandoned her. That does something that, unless you have some type of professional help to kind of deal with that, that can turn you to a cold person. In some cases, angry, as we see. But we're gonna see. We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, right? So Michael and Jasmine, they're getting ready to get with the so-called experts. Lil Michael is meeting with Pastor Cal, and Jasmine is meeting with Dr. Peppers. And Michael, when he gets with Pastor Cal, he was saying that, like, pretty much he was doing things for Jasmina, I guess, out of obligation as her husband, and that he wasn't really feeling connected to her. But now that he is starting to like her and connect with her, he's really enjoyed doing those things with her. So Pastor Cal wants to know about what's going on as far as their intimacy level. And Michael pretty much said it was on hold. It was like kind of picking up or going somewhere, because they were, I guess, kissing each other, like in greeting, I guess, good night or good day or whatever, the good morning. And it's kind of stopped because him and Jasmine discussed that she was really only doing that out of obligation. But Michael saying he really didn't want that done. So don't do anything you don't want. You feel that Jasmine shouldn't do anything that she doesn't want to feel like she want to do naturally. And Pastor Cal said that was pretty much the dumbest move that he made, because she was pretty much doing the same thing that you were. Like, you do the work, and eventually the feelings will come, or you'll begin to desire that. And I get that, because they're in a unique situation. This is not like a normal marriage. So they have to, everything they do, they have to work to build. They have no history. They have no foundation. So I kind of get that. But I also understand where Lil Michael come from, because who really wants something that nobody really wants to give to you naturally? Have you ever eaten some food somebody gave you, they ain't feel like cooking? You can taste it in the cooking. It's like angry, frustrated cooking. Or when somebody gives you a ride because you don't have one, you feel the tension. So I get it. If you don't want to do it for me naturally, nah, you can keep it. When you're ready to give it up freely, then I'll take it. So I kind of got what Michael was saying, but I also understand the method Pastor Cal was using. So Pastor Cal pretty much gives Michael the advice that he actually needs to, he needs to step his game up, as far as like romancing Jasmine, as far as like complimenting her and working towards touching the Amazonian Caribbean goddess, that like he's kind of I'm gonna say reserved. But again, we go back to where, yeah, if somebody's not really giving you the vibes that they want to be bothered, some of us don't like that form of rejection, or you don't like me, or you don't want to be bothered, so why am I going to push it? But Pastor Cal pretty much put it plainly to Mike. He was just saying, like, you actually need to communicate the things that you're concerned about going into decision day, or how you want the relationship, as well as you have to, keywords, you have to rise as a husband, and just don't be another woman with Jasmina sitting on the couch. Nah, Pascal didn't say that, but that's how I felt, because that's the kind of things that need to be said. Let's say they're in a marriage, but yes, men and women do play different roles in a marriage. And as a husband, that's why I be so hard on little Michael. I know he's 28. I got all of that. But to me, I'm thinking something is within him to make him rise up as a husband and say, you know what? I got to get out there. I signed up for this process, and I need to do all I can to make it work. And that's what it should look and feel like. I haven't been getting that. It's just, he's been very, like, to me, passive. However, Jasmina hasn't been so open and welcoming, but still, like, let's see your husbandhood, your man rise up and give a great effort and show that you're serious about her, or you want to be in the marriage. Just don't be sitting like one of your sisters on the couch. So that's what he probably thinking in the mindset of. Anyway, Jasmina, she arrived to meet with Dr. Peppers. And I keep saying Dr. Peppers because that's what Elijah wanted to say. Put the S on it. Dr. Peppers and one rib. So she seems like in good spirits when she meets Dr. Pepper. Of course, she's towering over Dr. Pepper. And she, once they sat down, like Jasmina seemed like she was about to break down, like she had something on her mind or something was troubling her. So I don't know if we missed a part of the conversation, but the whole facial thing was just like totally different. And Jasmina tells Dr. Peppers that she feels like she doesn't like know Michael. She doesn't know anything about him. I'm like, what? I'm like, didn't you had a boy crying all on the floor talking about his past? Because Jasmina was referring to it like she doesn't know why Michael is the way he is. I mean, he went down the death line in his life, brother being murdered, all the significant people, the adults in his life have passed away just a few years apart. So I'm thinking like, that's a pretty good feeling of like, hey, I've been consumed by death, and I had to internalize all of that without someone helping me manage that. I'm thinking that can explain or give you an idea of why he is the way he is, but I don't know what else she needs. But we do know that Jasmina has mentioned before that Michael doesn't really have like conversations or talk to her. So I guess they just normally used to walk around the house just being pleasant hello, and that was about it. So I can see how that would be a problem, because it is a stranger. You aren't getting to know them if you're just being polite or cordial. And as Jasmina has said before, like they are pretty much coexisting, which is like horrible, because you signed up for this process to connect and get to know someone. So that shouldn't really be. So it's more like Michael's in the friend zone. And as far as intimacy, Jasmina stated that she's not uncomfortable with Michael like touching her at all. I guess she feels like she's just sitting next to her little brother or something. She don't feel nothing for him, or no type of romantic nothing. So that's a tough one to get past. So Mike and Jasmina, they're back at the shared apartment, and they're discussing the conversations that went on with the so-called experts. And they actually kind of like have a flow to the conversation. They were talking like they've been practicing communicating. They were doing a pretty good job. And it come to find out that they, like their wants or needs or concerns were kind of tied into each other, because it was like going back and forth. Like they both were dealing with like asking questions or concerns about trust and intimacy, and like do they have enough going on to, I guess, sustain them for the upcoming decision day? So like I thought that was good. Yeah, so overall the conversation seemed to flow well, but it's still, you could tell there's like uncertainty in the air. Like Michael's really unsure, and Jasmina has always been, let's say, a hard read. We don't really know where she's at, even though she seems to try to be forthcoming. So all the couples, they meet up to play volleyball, but they don't know that Pastor Cal and Dr. Peppers are overseeing them behind the scenes. They listening and watching what they doing, and it looks like they're having a pretty good time. And when the couples take a break from playing volleyball, Steve, the production moderator, pretty much asks, "Well, how's it going? You know, how's it going?" Say, "We need to ask you and Noah, how about that money?" But anyway, Michael has spoke up and said that pretty much him and Jasmina are focusing on working on their communication, and they're looking to have much more deeper conversations to get to know one another. So after everybody had their say and everything, the so-called experts popped up and surprised everybody, and let them know that they were watching and listening to their conversations. And they, I guess, turned to Michael and Jasmina, but this time they got the feedback from Jasmina, and Jasmina was saying that they're both, her and Michael are both working on being more vulnerable, I guess, to create that connection that they didn't have. Now, Pastor Cal, if it ain't Pastor Cal, it's Dr. Viviana. Where is Dr. Viviana? But they never tell us anything anyway, because the experts, the so-called experts, have been missing for a long time. But Pastor Cal has asked Jasmine about, he didn't meet with her, so he wanted to know, like, what was going on. Like, are you okay with this man, touching up on you? Because I gave him a license to touch up on you. And Jasmine's pretty much saying, like, no, it don't mind. As I told Dr. Peppers, I don't be stiff-arming him off of me or whatever. But it's like, when he touched me, I don't feel anything. I'm like, ooh. I mean, I'm like, I wish she could have said that in the kitchen at the shared apartment before she said that. And in the shared apartment, she put it a lot more nicer. And even Dr. Peppers had to step in like, well, Jasmine, whoa. Can we try to help with the wording here? Because you make it seem like it's so final, like when he touch you, you will never feel anything. Well, can you just say not yet to be nice? And I kind of get that, because Michael was looking like, it looked like he was trying to hold his composure, but I know it hurt. It hurt me when I heard it. It hurt me for him. I'm like, ooh, did she have to put it like that? And yes, it is great when someone close to you can be honest, but if you don't put no compassion with when you're speaking, that's cruelty. So it does matter what you say. You can say anything in the world. It's how you say it. So pretty much that was it for them. They were pretty much the most boring couple at this point. So really wasn't much to say. And to me, it's always up in the air because we really can't read Jasmina. And Michael is always so unsure about himself for whatever reasons. And that's it. So this is pretty much the final segment for Married at First Sight, because, again, I do them separately, couple by couple. And I hope y'all enjoy. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Something I missed. Anything you feel like saying. Let me know what's going on. And as I say, y'all stay rocking with me. I appreciate all the support. I cannot do this without y'all. And y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.